This is my lazy chili home recipe, and in here is just onions and peppers and some celery, even though you can barely see the celery. The three items are in there, and I didn't have any garlic, so I am going to add some garlic flakes. Here's the spices I'm going to use: some additional garlic powder, red pepper flakes, black pepper, this is chili powder, cumin, oregano, and I already mentioned this, and of course some salt. And normally I put a huge can of crushed tomatoes and also tomato paste, but I'm not going to do any of it because it's lazy style chili home recipe. These are garden tomatoes that I chopped up a whole bunch instead of using a canned tomatoes. And then I'll get to this here, which is the ground beef. It looks kind of funky. And I didn't have red kidney beans, so I am using just black beans. I just added some of the parsley flakes, and I'm just going to stir that in until it's nice and softened up. And these veggies are getting pretty soft, and once they are soft, I'm going to transfer them from this large skillet over to this bowl, and then I'm going to put in the ground beef and start cooking that up. So I'm just browning the ground beef and breaking it up, and it's kind of like on a little bit on the higher side of like heating it up. It's not on medium, it's a little bit on the higher side. Okay, so I am going to add the sauteed veggies, which is celery, onion, and green pepper. There's a yellow pepper in there, but I guess you can't really tell. And there's some garlic flakes, just because I didn't have real garlic. I mean, this is real garlic, but it's dehydrated garlic. So I placed all the veggies back in here, and it's more veggies than it is ground beef. And I am going to add in the garden tomatoes next. So I'm going to let this saute for a little bit, and then I'm going to put in all the spices I mentioned earlier. Okay, so I'm going to add in my spices: black pepper, some chili powder, cumin, oregano, red pepper flakes, and garlic powder. Okay, I'm going to stir it all up. And I haven't added the kidney, well, they're not kidney beans, they're just black beans. Maybe that's the same as kidney beans, I don't know. But this is kind of, like I said, a lazy home chili. And usually I put a can of consomme soup, a large can of crushed tomatoes, and a whole tin of tomato paste, but I'm not adding any of that. I'm going to let it cook a little bit, and then I'm going to have a taste just to make sure that there's enough spices. And it may have appeared that I put a lot of spices, but I like a lot of spices. Okay, I just had a taste and I realized I forgot to add in some salt. Okay, and I'm going to add in a little bit more of the cumin. Definitely more chili powder. I don't need any more red pepper flakes, but some more garlic powder and a tad more oregano. Okay, I'm going to stir it all up, and I don't need any more black pepper. Okay, I just added in the black beans. And stir it all up. Okay, I need more garlic powder, more chili powder, definitely no more salt, and some more of the cumin and oregano. I'm gonna stir this all up. And I don't need any more red pepper flakes because it has a bit of a kick to it. Not a, really sharp kick that's gonna hurt your tongue with pain, but just enough. So I'm gonna let this cook for a few minutes. And normally the other way, adding the a large can of actually plum tomatoes and also a can of consomme soup or beef broth and the small can of tomato paste, I would let it cook covered for about an hour, but I won't have to do any of that here. I'll just let it cook maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it.